All right, here we go. I'm gonna call her, Mary Beth.
Hello.
Mary Beth, hey, good afternoon.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. I got up super early this morning at 6 a.m. to go to sunrise service over at Milestone Church.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I saw online in the group someone said, yeah, they have sunrise service that starts at 7 a.m. I was like, okay, great. Let me get up, get ready real quick, just brush my hair, put on some clothes. And I got there at like 7:03, and I was like, oh man, I'm running late a little bit, but it's okay. I'm here for God and all these things. And I walked up, there was barely any cards there, and I talked to one of the production guys. He's like, yeah, I know we have sunrise service. It starts at 8 though. I was like,
Oh, no.
no, it was fine. I was like, well, it's better to be early rather than late. So I went and got me some coffee and just relaxed a little bit. So it all worked out. How is your Easter out there?
Very good. We have a son that plays college ball, so we came up here to Kansas to watch him play.
Mm-hmm.
And then our other son is at OSU, and we go golfing with him. So now we're on our way home to golf with our other son.
Ah, what a
Possibly our daughter. I'm not sure. We'll see if she shows up.
okay. What a nice family. What a nice mother you are, traveling all across the country for your children. That's just really great. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know that you're driving and you got a few hours in front of you, but my call here today is just going to be really quick. What I'm going to do here is just gather a little bit of information about your property so that my partner has an opportunity to do his side, the analysis of it, all that good stuff, and see what strategy he wants to bring to the table with you guys and hopefully purchase that house from y'all. All right.
Well, let me ask you before you get started on this. Because you have such a long range, didn't you mention anywhere you're looking for homes anywhere from 50,000 to 300,000?
Well, that's just a kind of a easy. That's normally the types of houses that we find to purchase. Now we have the opportunity to buy houses at a higher range than that, right? Not only does my investor partner purchase houses for himself, but his lending partners, who are private money lenders, they mostly don't use the conventional funding or the Fannie or Freddie, obviously. So he has people that also buy at the higher marks. I know that you said that you guys are looking for exactly about, was it 450 or 425, right?
About that, but because it's a seller's market, I'm surprised that, I mean, there are people looking for homes because they're trying to get their children in the school district, but people that are buying, say, investment homes to turn and flip or to use as rent properties, you guys are going to be paying. I mean, if that's what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
it is not a buyer's market in looking at that standpoint. So basically, I absolutely love my home. I have raised my 4 children there, and I'm hoping to sell it to a family that has children that really wants to be in the school district. There are people that are desperate for a nice neighborhood to live in. I don't really want to sell my home. I mean, I'm not maybe going to have a choice, but I don't really want it to be a rent property. I want a nice family to move in there that really needs a safe neighborhood for their children and can raise their children in a nice school district. So that's really what I'm looking for. And as I said, I may not have that choice, but because of the bidding wars, I'm going to try to take advantage of that. I don't need to sell my home. I'm not purchasing another home. I have another home to go to, and we have choices. I'm really going through this because now is a great time to put your house for sale and take advantage of, the higher market. So
Right.
that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, you're an expert is what you are. You know all about it. I'll give you that much. It's great, right? You know what you're working with. You know what you have to offer, and what you're looking for. I'm glad that you know, you're looking out for the next person that's going to move into your house, because you know you have memories there, and all those things as well. Now, a little bit on our side, some of our investors do see, you're right, right? We're someone that's going to live in that area is going to probably be a little bit more affluent and want to live in that area because of the school district, right? Now, what an investor, and I'm not the expert, but I am in the business with him, so I know some things. And one thing that I'll say that I understand and take from it is some of these investors, what they do and how they have the opportunity to buy these houses at a premium or at retail is because they then become the bank once they obtain ownership of the deed of the house, right? They would then go and market that house to these other people that you would want to live in your house, that are going to have children and utilize those school districts. But where they're going to make the money, a lot of people are curious, right? Well, how is an investor going to benefit from this if I sell it to you? Well, the investors playing the long game, right? So what they'll do is they'll make their money from the interest that is being received on that 20 or 30-year mortgage, right? And
Right.
it wouldn't be just this one property, right? Some of the investors that we are in the same circle with buy 2 to 3 of these properties a month, keep them in their own personal portfolio, and then they also do fix and flip houses in other areas, or they do other strategies where they are making a lot of profit, and then these houses that they have for rental or they become the bank, they use that long-term depreciation for their taxes. So some of these investors are utilizing these purchases as a tax benefit. And then last year, with when our president Trump at that time added that bonus depreciation on top of that, it's just really been a next level of effort to secure more homes like this for our investors to keep personally in their portfolio, right? So I just say let's give it a shot. My partner would be able to explain a little bit more about that to you. What I want to do now is just get about 6 or 7 questions answered about the property, and you've already answered some for me, and then pass that on to him, and then give you the opportunity to talk with him on that final conversation between you and him and your property. Would that, how's that sound?
I guess I have a feeling though. I mean, we have a lot of buyers that are out there that have cash. They may not need the investors. You know, that they're coming in and they're offering, you know, some of them $20,000 to $60,000 over asking price because, like I said, they're desperate for a home in that area. I don't have an HOA, so I don't think I would go the route of having an investor. I don't think I'm interested in that.
Okay.
And you know, and I have to say, I am trying to protect my neighbors. I love my neighbors.
Yeah.
And I really want a nice family to move in. I don't want it to be one of those things where, you know, it's turned around into rent property and you never know who's going to be there. And that's,
Yeah.
I just have to be honest, that doesn't interest me.
Okay. All right. No.
Because I'm not going to have any trouble selling my house.
Right.
I'm not going to need any help. I mean, as far as, yeah, people are going to be lined up. The guy across the street wasn't even ready to sell his house. He put a sign in the yard. He had 20 people that day, and it was sold. So, are you familiar with Keller?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I am. I personally live here in North Richland Hills, but I spent a lot of time in Keller. Most of my friends are from Keller.
Okay, yeah. So right now the market in Keller is explosive, and we've been preparing our house for about a year to put up for sale. We were just going to wait for my last 2 sons to graduate college and have them come home but they have their own plans, so that's why we've decided to go now. Because one of the things that's going to happen, I think, with Biden still in there, and I hope that doesn't last long, but if all the COVID, COVID relief that was put in place,
Yeah.
that's going to be removed. And come September or October,
Yeah.
I don't think it will affect Keller so much, but around the country, I think we're going to see some evictions and some foreclosures because these mortgage companies and these landlords are going to be calling all this rent and all these mortgage payments due, and
Yeah.
people that can't afford that, you're going to find a lot of empty houses, and then that's when you guys can come in and buy up some of those. But
Yep.
I don't think it's going to affect Keller because you have really a higher dollar market and people that can afford,
Right.
to pay that back pay, as unlike maybe some neighborhoods in Fort Worth or I forget the other town, but so it may or may not affect Keller, but I really think the housing market is going to drop. So that's why we're moving on this now. But if I don't get the deal that I'm looking for, I don't even have to sell. I can stay there. I mean, we're empty nesters. We can stay as long as we want. It's just timing-wise, we thought we would take advantage of the seller's market.
Yeah, you should, absolutely, because who knows next year what's going to happen, and the timing right now for selling is really excellent. So
and we're
smart.
there's only a couple months. I really think come September, school will be back in session. You're not going to have people that are really desperate for homes. But I know, we have also, from what my understanding is, a lot of people coming from California that want the hell out of that state, and
Yeah.
New York.
Yep.
So you have people that are showing up that have sold their homes in the Northeast or California, and I've got some cash buyers out there. So I'm having realtors call me that have 20 people lined up for just homes in Keller.
Okay.
So I really think that I'm not going to have any problem at all. My house is ready, and we're finishing up one room and putting the finishing touches, and then I'll put it up mid-April. But yeah, I think it'll sell in a day. So.
All right. Hey, Mary Beth, while we're talking about properties and things like that, would you happen to know of any other properties that we might have an opportunity to buy?
Well, I only know of a few in Keller, and like I said, most of them have sold in a day.
Already, yeah.
Yeah, so every property that I know that went up for sale sold, and most of them went for anywhere from 20 to 60,000 cash over. Even
right here, 2 houses down from me, about a year ago, I would have paid about, I live in North Richland Hills, so I would have paid, it's really old there. I knew the lady who was taking care of the father, and so the house was really kind of a place where they store a lot of stuff, those types of people.
You mean like hoarders?
Hoarder, yeah. Thank you for that help, Mary Beth.
Hoarders.
Yeah. And so I looked it up. It's going to need a big rehab. The electrical box was going to need to be replaced. All of that. No upgrade since it was built in 1930 or whatnot. And so I wouldn't have paid more than $90,000 for it as an investor, right? Even if I were to do creative strategies like seller financing or a wrap or something like that, where I could give them a higher price at retail or something, I was still looking at about $100,000 or $110,000. That was last year, right? Now, just last month, they went ahead because they were going through probate. He unfortunately passed away. They went through probate, and she put it on the market, and it went for $156,000.
Wow.
That is more, and I say the average prices because I've looked around in my neighborhood. The average price for these homes here are about $130,000 or $140,000 regular. This house needed about $60,000 worth of work, and it went for $156,000, $20,000 over retail, and it still needed like $50,000 worth of work. So you are absolutely correct. It's definitely a seller's market. I don't think you'll have any
North
problems.
Texas, I don't know. It's just such a desirable area.
Yeah.
And people aren't even looking at some of these less desirable areas, and for some reason, between Keller, South Lake, even Roanoke has been up and coming.
Yep.
You know, that used to be a cheaper place, but they have built that up.
Yeah.
But it seems right now Keller is even outselling South Lake.
Oh, really?
Which is a surprise. But South Lake, I mean, they have much higher property taxes.
Yeah.
And South Lake is a lot smaller. So Keller is a bigger area, but they've had less homes for sale. So I think we're just sitting pretty.
Sitting pretty.
For the location of our home.
Yeah.
It's a single story on a corner, no HOA. I have a RV pad in the backyard with 30 amp service, which that's a rare find for homes in Keller because most cities don't even allow you to park an RV on your property.
Yeah.
Keller does allow it, and so we even installed, a place to put an RV and have a hookup.
Okay.
So that's a big seller point too. So
right.
Anybody out there looking for something like that, that's going to be a rare find, and that's one of our big seller points as well. So,
okay.
So anyhow, we'll see what happens. I hope a nice family moves in there and loves my home as much as I do. I do hate to let it go.
I bet.
But
I bet. You
for me to
put a lot
continue
into it.
living in this home without my children, it just doesn't make sense. It's too much house for us.
Gotcha. Well, I'm glad that you guys you have it all together, Mary Beth. It makes me so happy to know that there are people out there that are well informed about the market and their home and everything. And it's been a pleasure of mine to get to kind of talk shop with you today on this Easter Sunday and everything like that. Would you mind if I chatted back at you maybe in a couple of weeks just to see how things are going for realms of curiosity and probably just say hi and hello, see how things are going with the house?
That's fine.
Yeah,
you can check back. That would be good.
Okay,
so have
cool.
a nice Easter and good luck to you.
Hey, same to you, Mary Beth. Thank you so much.
All right, take care.
All right, talk to you soon. Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
You win some, you lose some. But now you know. You can still have a good conversation no matter what. Peace, ciao.